Hoochie.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I know I look a little bit crazy today, per usual, right? This is what I always look like. But anyway, I just got done filming this glitter glam skull for you guys. So I actually ended up practicing this look around 3 times before I actually sat down to film it because I just could not master it because I've never done a skull in my life before. I've been filming this video since like 2 p.m. and it is 9 o'clock right now. So I've been working on this for a while because I just really wanted to make sure that everything was to my liking. The teeth still aren't as great as I would like them to be, but I'm overall really happy with the way this look turned out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys do recreate this look, then definitely send it to me. I would love to see any recreations. I got my inspo for this skull from a few different artists. I was going to do a chest piece, but I didn't end up doing it, and it was going to be pretty similar to Nicole Guerrero's, but I just didn't like the way it looked with mine, especially because the shading of my skull is like brown and stuff. The shading of the skull and everything, I got the inspo from Crispy because she's the queen of doing skulls, and specifically this picture right here. And then also in a different tutorial other than this one, she showed how to do the teeth, and that's basically the guide that I went off of. And then for the glitter part, I got my inspo from By Janine. This is the look specifically. I just loved how she did the glitter in the teeth. So before we get into this video, if you guys like me and you like my channel, then please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you guys here. So without further ado, if you guys want to see how to achieve this glitter glam skull, then please keep watching. I went ahead and did my face before I started this video just because you guys have seen me do it a million times, but I just used the Fenty foundation, the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer, and the Dermablend translucent powder. So I'm just going to jump right into the eyes, and I'm going to start by using the shade Tiger's Eye and the Kylie bronze palette onto a Morphe fluffy brush, which will be listed down below, but I'm just putting this all the way into my crease, and I'm also taking it into the inside of my eye, like the inner corner of my eye, and on the sides of the inner part of my nose. This is going to be kind of like a messy, smoky look, so don't be too precise with where you put the shades. So then I'm also putting the shade Hematite into my crease as well using the Morphe M441 brush, and I'm just deepening up the shade, also taking it into the inside of my nose and keeping it a little bit lower into my crease. And if you guys can see, I still have that baking powder underneath my eyes just because in case any of the shadow falls out, it'll just fall into the translucent powder, and then I can just go ahead and wipe it away later. And I'm also taking the shade Hematite up to the top of my brows, kind of to make it look like I'm frowning. And then I'm going in with the shade Bronzite from the Kylie palette onto a Sigma E25 brush, I believe. And I am just putting this into my crease as well, deepening the crease and keeping it very low into my crease. And this is really personal preference. You can make it as dark and as deep as you would like. You can even go in with a black shade. I believe I do a little bit later, but just the littlest bit. And you can just deepen it up as much as you like or leave it later. It's totally up to you. I'm now just taking my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and half cutting the crease with my Morphe M170-4, I believe, like I always do, and I would definitely make sure to take time and try to make them as even as possible. I always have a problem with that. Mine are always super uneven, but just try your best. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Obsidian and a Morphe pencil brush and just deepen up the crease a little bit more because I felt like it needed to be a little bit darker. I'm also taking whatever's remaining on my brush and just taking it into my frown lines. I'm now taking my Stila Magnificent Metals. This is like a liquid eyeshadow, and these are so pigmented and beautiful, perfect for a half cut crease or just a regular cut crease or anything. And I'm also taking a detailed brush and getting more precise on the edges and putting this all over my lid. Then going back into the Kylie Bronze palette, I'm taking the shade Bronzite. I just blinked for a second. I'm taking the shade Bronzite and deepening up the outer V, going back and forth and trying to blend out the shimmer pigment also with the brown shade to make sure it seamlessly blends. And then I'm going to take my Morphe pencil brush in the shade Obsidian and further deepen the outer V. Taking the shade Bronzite again onto a detailed blending brush. I'm also putting this above my crease again just to blend out the shades and again further deepen the crease. Now I'm taking my Maybelline eyeliner. This is the Curvitude liner. I'm just making a super thin line on the top of my lash line just to serve as like a guide for where we're gonna put our lashes and kind of conceal the lash band. And I'm gonna be jumping around everywhere from this point. I don't know why I was going in such a strange order, but just bear with me. I'm going to the Kylie Bronze palette. I literally use this palette for the entire look, and I'm taking that same fluffy brush that I used into my crease, and I'm kind of like wiggling the brush with the eyeshadow on it. It made it so easy for it to blend and give it like that hollow effect. And then I'm taking the shade Bronzite as well and further deepening it on like the outer parts of it. And then I'll just go back and forth and blend. You can kind of see what I'm doing. It's probably easier for you to watch than for me to explain. But it was honestly pretty easy to do the shading. It wasn't as hard as I expected. So now I'm curling my lashes. I don't know why I decided to do this now, but I'm doing it now, and I'm putting my mascara on, and then I believe I'm going to wipe away my baking powder. And now I'm gonna do the lower lash line. So I'm going to take a Luxie small blending brush, and I'm taking the orange shades or Hematite and Tiger's Eye and putting them onto my lower lash line. And then with a detailed pencil brush, I'm taking Bronzite and packing this underneath. I believe I took some of Obsidian as well and packed it really tightly, but just make it as dark as you would like. Then I'm taking my Pixi eye pencil. This is just a black eyeliner pencil, and I'm lining my waterline and my tight line. And then I'm adding bottom mascara to my bottom lashes. And then I'm going to go back in with the shade Obsidian, and I'm just laying the shadow on my waterline in between the lashes and the waterline just to cancel out the negative space. I went ahead and applied my Lilly lashes in the style Miami, and now I'm going to start my cheekbones, I guess is what it would be called, my jaw structure. No, not jaw. What am I saying? Anyway. Again, I'm doing that wiggling motion. I'm kind of just feeling where my bones like naturally are to see where I should place it. Again, I'm just kind of placing the brush on its side and then wiggling it, and then I'll go back and forth, blend it out. It really isn't that difficult. The hardest part about it is probably making sure you match them up evenly. I would just have somebody look at it and tell you what they think. I got a bunch of opinions while I was doing this. So just keep playing with it, and the good thing about having the foundation underneath is that you can kind of just blend it out with a beauty blender if you mess up, and it'll basically serve as an eraser and it'll work pretty nicely. And if you guys are noticing, I'm not going straight in with the black shade and starting with that. I'm starting with like a medium brown shade, shading with that, and then I'll later deepen up the outer parts. And I wouldn't necessarily draw it out with like a black liner or something. I know a few people do that. If that works for you, then great. But for me personally, it was a little bit scary to go straight in with a black liner. Just gradually building it seemed to be the easiest way for me. And I'm taking lighter shades and blending underneath as well. So just play with it, keep adding shades, and blending is key. I was blending this forever. And see, I can just kind of wipe it off with my finger, wipe it off with the beauty blender, and it comes off pretty easily. So now I'm going to start drawing my skull nose. I just took a flat angled brush and took the shade Obsidian and kind of sketched it out first. Definitely start with the shadow first again, because you can easily wipe it away as opposed to going straight in with like a paint or a liquid liner. But however, I think you probably could get away with it because you are filling it in. It's not like it needs to be like precise lines, but it's just whatever you're comfortable with. So now I'm taking a e.l.f. black liquid liner and I am just outlining this and filling it in. We also want to make sure that we set the liner, so I'm just taking the shade Obsidian Black Eyeshadow and just laying this right over top of where we put the black liner. I'm then going to go back in with Tiger's Eye and kind of shade and make shadows on the sides of the nose. This is optional, but I saw somebody do this. I believe it was Crispy, and it looks really nice. It just adds some dimension. So now I'm taking a small paintbrush and I'm dipping it into a black liner, and I'm firstly just drawing out lines, and I'm following where my natural teeth indentions or spaces are. And then I'm gonna go ahead and curve them inwards. I watched actually one of Desi's videos as well, and she was saying that she was thinking of a Hershey's Kiss when she was making these and curving the lines inward. So that's what I tried to do. I tried to think of a Hershey's Kiss, and it really helped me. This was a little bit messy for me. Again, it was my first attempt, so please bear with me. I definitely should have curved the lines a little bit more on the bottom lip, but it's okay. So now I'm going back in with that same Stila eyeshadow that I put onto my lid, and I'm just filling in my teeth with this gold, and then I'm outlining it with a black liner, and then I'm going to shade in the center of them with Obsidian. I told you guys I was like jumping around everywhere, but that is basically what I did for every single tooth. I'm taking the Stila glitter again, and I decided to make some lines on the sides of my nose. I don't really know why. I mean, I like the way it looked, but I just felt like it needed something. And now I'm randomly going into the Jaclyn palette and taking the second shade to highlight my inner corners of my brow bone, because it is my absolute favorite for highlighting now, my inner corner and my brow bone. It's just so beautiful. So I'm taking my Maybelline Master Fix Setting Spray and finishing off the look. I did want to do something on my neck. This is the Snazaroo face paint palette. It's a children's face paint palette, and I got it from Michael's for like $10. I don't know if it was just me or if it was the paint, but I just didn't end up liking the way it turned out. I've never really worked with paint before, so I just didn't really know how to use it, I think, but I didn't end up liking it, so I took it off. So this look is complete. So this is the final result. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I was going to do something on my chest here with some face paint and do like some bones and stuff and paint it black, but I just didn't like the way it looked with this look. I personally just like it with just the face. So I just decided to leave it like that, and I also bought some really cheap face paint and it just was not working out very well for me. What I noticed is that if I go like this, the teeth kind of look better. I think I should have probably curved it a little bit like before my lips actually ended, you know what I mean? If you guys do recreate this look, then don't forget that all of my socials are always linked down below, and please send it to me if you do. I would love to see them. And I hope you guys have a happy and safe Halloween. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys next time.